One of the things that is very adult-like that a lot of us do is buying a home. I read a stat the other day that millennials are living at home longer and buying houses later. And I've even heard from some of you guys in my Facebook group all around home buying, asking all these questions. So we brought in real estate expert Christy Harrison to answer those questions for you. Christy, welcome. Thanks for being here. She was on another episode and you were just so great.
Well,
Seriously.
I'm so glad to be back.
I got all these questions about home buying. I was like, we got to get Christy back in here. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, so when you think of someone and think, okay, are they ready to buy a home? Are they in the adult's position to do it? What are some of the tips that you have to make sure someone is ready to buy a home?
Well, I think if we're talking about it from the financial aspect, they
Yes.
want to make sure they have enough money saved for their down payment.
Okay.
They want to make sure that they have that money ready to go. In most places, it's very competitive right now with home
Yes,
buying. So
yes.
definitely want to have that down payment. The next thing, they want to look at their budget, make sure they've allocated or have less than 30% of their take-home pay allocated for this monthly payment. And sometimes people only think about the monthly payment, but it's taxes, utilities, it's insurance, and if they buy in a neighborhood that has an HOA, sometimes that's a monthly fee that can range from anywhere from $100 to $500 a month. So they need to take that in consideration.
Yes. Oh, you're preaching to the choir, Christy. Seriously, we do our budget every month, and our HOA, I think it's like once a quarter. So I really never budget it, and then it comes up in every dollar, and I'm like, dang it. I'm like,
Exactly.
man, it sneaks up on you. There's just
sneaks up.
so much when it comes to home buying. So, but the better prepared you are, the easier the transition's going to be. And the more you're going to probably love your house.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Okay, so some of the questions you guys asked. Julie asks, my husband and I would love to buy in a popular area that's walking distance, within restaurants and coffee shops, but it's within a few miles of an unsafe area. My parents' advice is to live more in the suburbs. So what are your thoughts on home buying in the city versus suburbs?
Well, first I'd say to Julie, that's a great question. You have to kind of decide which one makes the most sense for you, your commute to work, etc. But as a realtor, we normally can't answer the question about whether a neighborhood is safe or unsafe.
Oh, interesting.
But a great resource for people is to go to their city.gov website. So normally in every area, there's a city, whatever your city is, .gov website. On there, they measure things like the crime report, and you can see it's public information. They also have on there like renters versus buyers in a community. And they may even have a walkability score. So that's a great resource for her to check out.
Oh, that's good. And really, it's your preference, right?
It's your
like
preference.
some people feel unsafe next to a Whole Foods or like whatever the situation is. Yeah,
Exactly.
And I would say too, Julie, that, part of growing up and being an adult is valuing your parents' opinion because they're older than you and wiser for sure. But it's figuring out what's right for you and your husband. Like, this is your life. And so
Absolutely.
decide what it is. So make that checklist for what's important for your house. So just like you're saying, location, Winston and I were talking about even like our family, if it continues to grow, it's like, okay, how many bedrooms are going to need? Are people going to have to share? How many bathrooms? I mean, there's just so much that goes in. So make sure you're figuring out what's best for you. Our next question is from Carrie. She asks, first-time home buyer here, raising her hands. I'm unsure of what's involved within foreclosed homes. Why are they cheaper? Are there any red lights for purchasing one?
Well, Carrie, that's a great question, but I'll tell you, normally with a foreclosed property, what they're basically saying is this one has been owned or is taken over by a bank of some sort. And because of that, they don't have certain disclosures that may tell you what happened in this home previously. So a lot of times when you're purchasing a foreclosure home, you have to do your additional due diligence to make sure that everything with the pipes, the utilities, the upkeep of the home, any deferred maintenance has been taken care of before you decide to bid on that particular house. So normally,
do your due diligence.
Do
really.
your due diligence.
Yes, for sure.
But there's no, bad thing about buying one if
Yeah.
you've done your due diligence ahead of time.
And I was raised in a real estate family. Title insurance.
Absolutely.
Are you impressed?
I am so
Christy?
impressed.
Get title insurance. That's a big one. So great.
Really impressed.
All right. Carla asks, I live in an area where housing is quite expensive. As a single woman, it will take around 7 years to save up a down payment to keep the mortgage at 25% of my take-home pay. Where's the best place to put the money as I'm saving?
Well, I would say she might want to look and see if there's some places around where she's staying now that may not be as expensive. But when it comes to investing, you're the expert on that.
Well, yeah, I would say as you're saving up for that down payment, a great place is just a simple money market account. So really the big rule of thumb here is you don't want to invest this money because you're going to get out within 5 to 7 years, you were saying. So you want it to be liquid, is what we say, where you can get it out quickly. So a money market account is just a great place to put it. You can find that at local banks. It's pretty easy. So yeah, that's exactly what I would say. But for all of you out there who are saving up for a down payment, make sure you download my new fun tool called House Down Payment Goal Tracker, where you can actually fill in the progress as you save money. So click the link in the description below to get that. And to find a high quality, amazing, fun, wonderful agent in your area like Christy, go to rachelcruze.com and click the recommends tab and you can find one today. Because at the end of the day, you guys, you want to find someone that you trust when it comes to home buying and home selling, and someone that's more concerned about your bank account than theirs. So Christy, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you.
Sarah, always great. Helpful information.
Wonderful.